Taking a cue from Felix, welcome to the greatest sports show on earth, Mama Papas. It's time to tune into the Gliders, another episode of the Gliders, and you know how we do it. Today we're going to dive into a very, very important conversation you do not want to miss. And you know I never get to do this alone. My name is Euphoria. Joy Ojabu is my name, but everyone calls me Euphoria, and I never get to work alone. I have with me two gentlemen in the studios. I have Mikolo and I have Felix. But I mean, it's been a while I've done the show with Mikolo, so yes, welcoming him back on the Gliders, on my own Gliders. How are you doing?
Peace out. It's good to be back. Kilo.
Somebody call her Marvel.
No,
Guys, I said, guys, as we were coming into the show, somebody told me I look like Marvel.
As I dey looking at this, I can see it. Because you know this kind of cap, his suit not like this.
Marvel.
They are stature.
I sabi sing for some.
I know green. Like. You know go sabi sing pastors where they do millions of streams.
KDR, Koda.
Marvel has started doing.
You don't collect PR.
Somebody at the office. Yeah, when Marvel came out with that, I want chocolate body. The best say Marvel na industry plant.
Yes,
So he was always looking at him with that eye. Then Marvel dropped. Okay, he started seeing the evolution. I feel like those songs are things he did to just get into the industry. But now, listen to Mofe, you would
if
like
you divert, no go see market again. No.
You would like it. No, there is still that. Those lines.
Kilo easy. Escalade.
But you can see the effort he's putting into writing now. Those I want to but you job like freestyle at this studio. Just freestyle and
because it was
vibes.
actually a joke until it became a trend. When people heard it, people were like, what's that? And next thing everyone was singing it and it became the jam for December, and I'm like, okay.
For like 4 weeks now he's been dropping songs every other week, and
so every
they've
new
been making
music
my
Friday,
top 10 on my countdown.
No wonder we don't see why they defend them like that.
Yeah, now Marvel Lights. What is people's fan base name?
No, I'm not a
Miss
fan.
Pie. Miss Pie.
Because you don't sing oral salad, now food is go cold.
Food MC.
Well, guys, that is Felix that was defending Marvel. If you don't know Marvel is a. Sorry, I don't even need to explain. Go and look for Marvel on your music.
Marvel is Miss Pie. Marvel is Miss Pie.
It's Miss Pie. I mean, it's an artist you want to listen to, and of course, the evolution between last year and this year has been really beautiful to watch for anyone who starts something and, of course, get to make a name for themselves. Talking about making the name for themselves, that is the conversation we're having today, and we're throwing it to the guys. The Premier League is into the final. How many games left? 6.
Depending on who is
counting. For Arsenal, it's 7.
After it's 7.
For other people, it's 8.
Okay, let's just use 8 because
for Arsenal and Wolves, 7.
We're not talking about the title challenge now. We're talking about a different thing, and we're asking who should be the Premier League player of the season based on performance.
That agenda, we just everybody does say, if like say Arsenal go win this league, we'll start another agenda.
So no, an agenda.
No, this is, bro, you think it's an agenda?
Agenda as F. Now proper agenda. Now agenda as fuck, bro.
Wait, every season we always have.
The reason why you know it's an agenda is the quarters is coming from and the rigidness in which it is coming. Like people that are taking it on. United fans started it, and then you see Chelsea fans backing it up. That's how you know what an agenda is.
The thing is,
you know
why I would say it's not an agenda.
Wait. He's already. That means he's already pointing towards one person. Who is the person you think that everyone is pushing to win it, and who do you think
we know why this conversation started now?
Tell us who you think
this conversation started because United finally won a game after they are playing every fortnight. The next game now is 29. They finally
won a game.
No, because how many times they play? It's whenever United play and they win that they usually start this rubbish now.
I think that's a silly argument.
It is whenever they are bored. Whenever they are bored.
When United don't play every time.
When they win. It is when they
play 38 games here.
At a point, Shebi Manchester United were supposed to be in the title race now because they won 4.
Amorim was
Amorim Kini. Under this Carrick now, if Arsenal lose 5, if Man City lose 7, it is the fact that Manchester United fans are bored and they don't play often. So whenever they get to play and they scam a win or they manage to win, they forget that there are other people that are winning 5 in a row,
like you are
that are playing well.
Who the best player in the league is.
It is
Bruno Fernandes.
in this life and the next. It is not possible.
So who has been better than Bruno in the league this season?
I'm not even going to mention.
Bruno,
the funny thing is that I'm not going to mention people from even top 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2. I'm going to tell you that if his impact, if he's carrying, you are looking for, Thiago has been better than Bruno Fernandes, having a spectacular season than Bruno Fernandes this season. Yes.
For the stretch of his, he got Thiago's goal has come in like patches.
Bruno
Fernandes' impact has been from game week 1 down.
Which game week 1?
Yeah,
that you cannot win 5 in a row.
Yeah, so that is another argument.
How is it another argument?
It's an individual award.
Individual award means you're having a spectacular season that is propelling your team.
Bruno Fernandes is having the kind of season that Kevin De Bruyne had in 2019-2020 when Liverpool won the league and Kevin De Bruyne won the player of the season. That was the year Kevin De Bruyne hit that 20.
Where did they finish?
Second. United still have a chance to finish second. The way Man City they play like this, the way then they move. Please, if Bruno Fernandes hits that 20 or 21, yeah, if he gets that 21, breaks that record of most assists, and then maybe do double digits goals.
How many goals does he have?
I think it's around 7 or 8 now.
Okay,
and that's 20. Probably more than anybody you call from Arsenal or Liverpool. I don't think Szoboszlai has.
Must it only be goals?
I'm saying
that win.
No, nobody near them for assists. I'm saying even goals.
Must it only be goals and assists that get you to win the player of the tournament?
No, I'm saying individual performance.
Individual performance. Has he had a better season than David Raya?
Yes. David Raya is not the best goalkeeper in the league. Yes, this season. See, David Raya is not even the best goalkeeper in the league. See, David Raya, especially in the first half of the season. I know you bring up that clean sheet and all of those plenty talks. I'm a big fan of David Raya.
People are very dishonest.
No, I'm a big fan of David Raya.
This is the thing, right? Awards will usually favor attackers. Yes, and you are also going to favor your bias at the end of the day.
Okay, yeah.
I put it to you that if we're talking about spectacular seasons, spectacular performances,
has David Raya been the best player at Arsenal?
Wait. I'm telling you, when it comes to spectacular performances this season, aside the fact that Bruno Fernandes carrying Manchester United, having a spectacular season in United, if you want to consider impact on team performance, individual performances, spectacular season is supposed to reflect in the team performances for the season.
Is it not doing that right now?
Where?
In Manchester United.
So now I'm going to tell you that if you say Bruno Fernandes' spectacular season is spurring United to a golden bronze, there are also players in Arsenal that are having spectacular seasons, spurring Arsenal to the league title.
That's the biggest problem with Arsenal. Arsenal do not have anybody that has been standouts.
Gabriel is not been standout.
Gabriel has been standout.
Gabriel is not standout.
Like standout player from the rest. You can push Declan Rice. I'm
even pushing Big Gabi ahead of Declan Rice.
Gabriel. But none of those people on an individual level. I'm not saying
on an individual level,
as
Felix.
A team.
On an individual level, Felix, you're going to consider what their contributions have also earned their team, right or wrong.
Obviously, yes. If
you are saying spectacular performances, Bruno Fernandes' impact on Manchester United should be considered.
Yeah.
David Raya's impact as a definition of spectacular season for David Raya is what?
The reason why I would never put David Raya is I remember that period when Arsenal went 6-7 games without conceding and not even facing any shots. If you are going to count, you say David Raya probably has 15 clean sheets. Like more than half of those clean sheets, he did not have anything to do.
So you've not seen the spectacular saves that David Raya has had to make this season.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
So do you say the clean sheets were?
I feel like Donnarumma has been a better goalkeeper in the league than Raya. Donnarumma has been a better goalkeeper in the league than Raya. I'm a big fan of David Raya. I like how he comes out to claim.
I would even argue the saves that they've had to make. The difficulty of the saves they've had to make. Yes. Do you watch Arsenal's match?
I watch Arsenal. How many times Arsenal they face attacks like City with their defense open? Arsenal protects their goalkeeper.
I think
they protect their goalkeeper. Raya has
this argument, right, is the reason why David Raya has remained underrated till now. This Arsenal protects.
I don't underrate
this Arsenal protects
I think
their defenders.
he had a better season last season that he's having this season.
See,
I
this
can agree
season,
to that.
This season, David Raya has earned Arsenal more points
let me look their
than
save
Donnarumma has.
percentage.
Yes.
Now I'm not looking number of saves, because number of saves, if you're going by number of saves, is because you are facing a lot of attacks. Where I don't use clean sheets and number of saves.
Why?
Because Raya would not have, if you use number of saves, Raya would not be in this conversation.
Raya
probably never faced 50 shots this season. Because I'm saying he probably has not faced. If you do number of saves, what's they call their name? Brentford goalkeeper, Forest,
Everton.
all those lower teams, their goalkeeper
Pickford,
probably make more
Everton.
saves. So I don't use that, because as a top team, you don't expect your goalkeeper. I look at save percentage. When you face the shot, how many do you save?
Yeah.
That's where I judge goalkeepers, and I'm sure
check percentage.
I will check the
while I also give you
now I want us to be clear about it. We've put out a name, Bruno Fernandes from Manchester United. Are we putting out David Raya as one of the contenders for the player of the season?
If I'm picking anybody from Arsenal, it will be Declan Rice.
2016-2017 Premier League season, Harry Kane 36 goal and assist, Alexis Sanchez 34 goal and assist, Romelu Lukaku 31 goal and assist. Idris Gueye had completed the most tackles per 90 minutes in the league. The PFA Player of the Year winner in that season Chelsea won the league was N'Golo Kante. Alexis Sanchez 24 goals and 10 assists in the EPL. Nobody crowned him Player of the Season. Cole Palmer 22 goals, 11 assists in the EPL. Nobody crowned him Player of the Season.
Okay.
The year Ozil got 19 assists and created the most chances there ever was, he wasn't even in the convo for the Premier League Player of the Season, and he finished second. We can go on and on about what the standards are.
Let's be clear on something. So let's be clear on something. There are two different awards. The PFA is voted by professionals, the players.
Yeah.
The players might see who they like. I'm talking about the Premier League award.
Yes.
Like the Premier League Player of the Year. It's different from the PFA Player of the Year.
Yeah,
the PFA is only the players that vote.
Yes.
So they can vote for N'Golo Kante, they can vote for who they think in their professional view. I'm talking about we watching from the outside. Who has been the best player in the Premier League this season? You cannot, with your full chest, Mikolo, say David Raya has been the best player in the league this season.
Wait.
If you're not saying Bruno Fernandes, and you said don't say Bruno, then bring out. I don't want us to have just to bring out.
I will take Bruno, Szoboszlai, Declan Rice before I will start considering Raya.
Gabriel. Gabriel has been the best defender in the world this season.
Add him to the list before I will consider
Gabriel is
Raya.
the leading candidate.
Raya probably has 3-4 errors leading to goals.
Gabriel
with a few chances that he faces.
So
probably has 3-4.
Oh, so if we're checking about errors, how many non-penalty goals does Bruno Fernandes have? How many non-set piece assists does he have?
Not set.
So if we are trying to poke holes into David Raya's clean sheets, can we check how Bruno Fernandes also got his goal and assist?
You just showed how spectacular Bruno Fernandes has been. The next best person in the Premier League has its assist in the Premier League. If you take out Bruno Fernandes' set piece assist, probably half of those 16 that he has, he still has probably the same, or probably even more than the next best in terms of the assist. It is very ridiculous to put down. Yesterday Bruno Fernandes could have had 3-4 assists.
There's no could have.
I'm just saying.
Mesut Ozil could have. Mesut Ozil had almost broke Henry's record since January, and Giroud didn't eventually score what was left to break the record.
And this is like the first time Bruno Fernandes is having people that are exceeding their XG to put the ball into the back of the net when he creates. See, I don't want to sound like because he's a Manchester United fan. You cannot in any honest world right now look at the players in the Premier League this season and say with your full chest, let's take away maybe what Manchester United are doing, how miserable they've been this season, especially under Amorim, and say there's been anybody that has been better than Bruno Fernandes in the Premier League this season. You cannot. If you want to now put the argument that and say, okay, all his spectacular performance, all his carrying the team, what did they achieve? You can now begin to, but you cannot say on personal level how they have played this season.
I've mentioned another spectacular person for their own team this season. Igor Thiago.
Yeah.
And
I've told you what might rule out Igor Thiago. If you check Igor Thiago's record, you see hat-trick.
How does that matter?
Patches.
Is he not in the Premier League?
Yes, I'm saying Bruno Fernandes has done it.
Has he impacted his team or not?
He has.
He scored 18 goals and won 1 assist for Igor Thiago for Brentford.
Yeah.
Has he been impactful to them or not?
That's what I'm saying.
Has he had a standout year or not?
So if you are going to
what is the difference between Bruno Fernandes and Igor Thiago? And don't tell me the period of time.
That's a factor.
How is that a factor?
The period where they have done it. How much consistent they have been all through the
season.
We're
talking about the season. Whichever time you pick during the season doesn't matter. Do they check the amount of games you scored when you want to win the best player of the when
yes,
you went to
so let me give you an example of
as the highest scorer of the competition.
Let me give you an example why it matters. Last year Ballon d'Or, first half of the season, what was Dembele doing? Next to nothing.
Business end, he got his right.
Like Bellingham was on fire first half of the season, second half he quenched. The same with Rafinha. First half of the season not so good, second half of the season like Dembele, he popped off. See, when it matters most, Igor Thiago has been having stinkers in 2026. He had a lot of good patches in 2025. Bruno Fernandes had good patches in 2025, has carried on into 2026 and is even going better. Goal and assist, if you combine both, Bruno Fernandes has had more. Maybe only Erling Haaland has had more goal contribution than Bruno Fernandes in the Premier League this season.
Because it looks like we're not going to have a consensus between Mikolo and, of course, Felix. Felix, who are you? Give me 3 players that you think should be in the conversation for Premier League. Remember, we're talking about the Premier League and not the PFA. Who are the Premier League players of the season that we should be seeing in contention for that title? And for Mikolo, give me your 3 so that we would say, okay, this is Mikolo's, this is Felix, and then we'll be able to weigh them when the award eventually gets to be delivered to that person.
I think my top 3 contenders for me are the 3 midfielders I've given a shout. Declan Rice for Arsenal, Dominic Szoboszlai for Liverpool, and Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United. Those are my top 3.
Okay. Mikolo.
For me,
yeah,
Declan Rice, Gabriel Magalhaes,
and Raya,
and Bruno Fernandes. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3. Honorable mentions: Anthony Semenyo, David Raya.
Okay, honorable mentions. Okay.
Yes.
I think.
Who will be that? Wow. This is now to score free kick.
I knew he was going to say that. But
see, you guys, please.
I mean, that is going to be a conversation that will go on until
I'm looking forward to how they will decide this one.
Yes, but let's face what has made this particular name the hot topic today. I mean, on the show. Bruno Fernandes, do you think that he can, and with the way that you are the Manchester United fan, do you think with the way that the team has been performing under Michael Carrick, do you think that he will be able to meet and break that record compared to the way that we also saw that late surge also from Kevin De Bruyne, but all he could do was meet the record? Do you think that Bruno will meet and break that record, looking at the opponents that Manchester United will face in the next 8 games?
You know the funny part about this record thing is that it is not outrightly in the hands of Bruno Fernandes. It's quite unfortunate. If it was down to the number of chances he can create, if he was chasing the record for most chances created, I think Bruno Fernandes would smash that record. But you can create empty net for a striker and they decide that they want to play it on to the post. They want hit bar, they want play him now goalkeeper. So I believe, because 8 games is a lot for Bruno Fernandes to try and get 5. So when I saw before this Aston Villa game, when I saw that 9 games to go.
Aston Villa or Everton?
Aston Villa. Yes, Aston Villa game.
Okay,
and I saw that before the Aston Villa game, and I saw that United had 9 games, and Bruno Fernandes was chasing. What was it before that? 7 assists. I said, okay, this is a possibility for the volume, because he's a volume player. He creates. He does not want to look for those.
El Bomba for a reason.
He doesn't want to. Let's not do this.
El Bomba for a reason. I don't see anything now. It's not El Bomba.
Let's not do this.
You said volume player. What's the difference between volume and what is flirting versus harassment? Volume player. El Bomba. What's the difference? Flirting versus harassment now. Flirting. You say volume player. You try say flirting, but they come out on harassment.
He gets like those.
El Bomba. He bumped. Volume
that's
is
disrespectful, but it's fine. Because I was once in that. I used to call Kevin De Bruyne a spammer, like he used to spam crosses.
Please, the quality of De Bruyne should not be discussed in KDB's in Bruno
that's
Fernandes.
a conversation for another day. Please. Yeah, because I think that's another disrespect that you could do.
Please,
Kevin De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes played like 5 years in the Premier League. In all those 5 years, Kevin De Bruyne out-created him once.
Volume.
Shouldn't be volume.
El Bomba.
Shouldn't be volume. When Bruno Fernandes get Lukaku and Martial
are you seeing quality?
Compared to Aguero and
quality of KDB's crosses. So you watch KDB and Bruno, you want to take the volume of Bruno.
The two of them are volume players.
How is KDB volume?
Have you seen Kevin De Bruyne's loose ball percentage? But let's leave that. So I think Bruno Fernandes has a very solid chance because, like I said earlier, now he has players who have exceeded their XG from their previous club. Mbeumo did 20 goals last season in the Premier League. He was expected to score about 14 or 15. Cunha did about 15. He was expected to score about 11, 12. So they are exceeding their XG, unlike what Bruno Fernandes was supplying to previously when they were expected to score maybe 15 goals and you see those players having 11 goals. So he has a very solid chance of doing it. And I think it would stamp him, especially if he has that record. I don't want him to meet it. I want him to surpass it because for the quality that he has brought to the league, for the amount of chances he has created since he came to that, he deserves to have at least. He already has it for Man United. He has assisted what's his name?
David Beckham.
Yeah.
With 15 assists in the season. I want it to be a Premier League team. Maybe that would make people give him small respect and then cap it with player of the season.
So you don't want his legacy to be winning the league?
No, for his individual
Mikolo, your own. You already mentioned your top 3 and I want... Okay, let's leave the top 3 conversation and shift to what I asked Felix. Do you think that... I mean... He's also chasing a record held by your club's great. Do you think he can meet and break the record? And please, let's
if that is what is needed to sacrifice, that if the Henry's record is what is needed to sacrifice for Arsenal to win the league, then Bruno Fernandes can have it. But I feel like El Bomba for a reason. I stay with that, but that's not like to disrespect him. I think Bruno has also been like a very fantastic player for Manchester United. I feel like he's very direct. He has the football, like he's very technical, and then he knows how to play football. Yeah, so he deserves to get it. And I think also, just like what Felix has said, for the very first time, I feel like they're having people that can convert chances, right? That can always put the ball in the back of the net, and they're not missing as much as he will. So for a volume player like him, for a bomber like him, if he continues to,
I say you mean no disrespect.
If he continues to like send in the crosses, treat it like a hot yam. Once he gets to him, he releases it as fast as possible, not more than 2 touches. I feel like he can get it. Bruno is not really interested in trying to play at the back or trying to control the game. He's always wanting to just go after the chances for every game, turnover, and just transition. So I believe he can get
that disrespect of he just wants to is the position where
so
Bruno played against Arsenal first game of this season.
Yes. I feel like he can get the record, and it's going to be very good one for him.
Nicolo.
So also
it's like Nigerian politicians when they are giving their speech.
Legacy in the league. I feel like it's really good for Manchester United. He's done a lot for them. He's always carried them on his back, and it's very grateful for him.
Happy Mother's Day to Bruno. Mother's Day was celebrated yesterday, so happy Mother's Day. Did you guys tell him happy Mother's Day? Did you guys tell him happy Mother's Day?
Now they carry us.
You carry United like mad.
I asked an Arsenal fan
this
yesterday, and I'm going to ask you, it's good we have an Arsenal fan. Do you think if Arsenal had Bruno Fernandes in your team, you would have won the league? Maybe one of those 3 seasons where you finished second? A player like Bruno Fernandes.
I really do not feel like he fits what Arteta wants to play, but I feel like when it comes to like business likes control. Arteta really likes control. Let me tell you something. Arteta will sacrifice.
This is one that will win league now.
No. See, so that's the thing, right? Business end of the season, I believe Arsenal can do with individual brilliances, like Bruno Fernandes. I think Arsenal fans have also clamored for that. But for the kind of player, the kind of coach that Arteta is, I believe he prioritizes control over those kind of chances. And I'm going to give you like instances, right? Arteta would rather have a transition encounter and keep the ball than send it forward if it means that you are going to be on the back foot in the next 2 minutes. And that's what Arsenal likes. That's why he cherishes Martin Odegaard. And I think that's also one thing that Eberechi was struggling with when he first got to Arsenal.
Off the top of my head, I don't know what the stats are saying, and I probably would check. But off the top of my head, I think Arsenal has scored more counter-attacking goals than anybody in the league this season.
I'm just telling you that before it leads to like counter-attack, I feel like on the overall broader perspective of Arsenal, how Arsenal wants to play, I don't see how Bruno fits in that. There's this patience that comes with Arsenal. He almost turns to like scheduled kind of game, right? He must speak
like a routine for you.
It becomes routine at a point where you know that Martin Odegaard gets the ball. So there's a way. So there's this thing that when Mikel Arteta first came into the Arsenal side, and he would say he wants to be in control. He wants to be able to know what the opponent does, right? He wants to be able to control everything that the opponent does. And I think that is really, really obsessed with control. And I don't think Bruno Fernandes gives you that kind of control as a coach. And I know you're going to agree with that. Arteta likes people that wants to switch the ball, rotate the ball, try to be patient and pick your moments. For Bruno, every pass, every time he gets the ball, he sees a moment and he wants to go for it. And I think what that does for you as a club is that there's so many back and forths.
I agree with you that Bruno Fernandes probably does not give Arsenal the kind of control that maybe Arteta would like. But I think Arteta has played that way because of the players he has. Odegaard being one.
No, I've seen players come into Arsenal and can do that, and they are forced to prioritize control.
I think if Arteta came into Arsenal and met Bruno Fernandes in that team,
he would have shipped him off.
I don't know about shipping him off.
Yes, because
Pep Guardiola had to find a way for Kevin De Bruyne. He's not a control player. He had to find that way of inverting one of the fullbacks to give one extra body with Rodri in the maybe John Stones, Rico, what's that boy? Rico Lewis, whoever that was inverting to come and join Rodri in the midfield so that Kevin De Bruyne can go forward and be closer to Haaland. I think the coach would have found a way to play. Arteta is not dumb. He's probably smart like that.
But I think you're also mistaken.
Okay, for example,
mistaking the football attitude.
Odegaard has not played for Arsenal.
But Eze has been more patient than when he was and than what he was playing at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but Eze is not control. Eze does not give you any level of control. Eze is similar to Bruno.
That's why I was struggling initially. For example, Arsenal fans are telling you that the game against Everton was one of the best games that they've seen of Eberechi. And in that game, he had to play Martin Odegaard role. He had to keep control of the ball, especially because of the fact
Bruno
that
did that a lot this season on that when he was playing as a 2 with Casemiro.
No, let me tell you. So,
like I said earlier, United outpossessed Arsenal.
Wait, so what I'm going to say is that this might sound disrespectful, and I don't want to take it as disrespect, but I feel like the perception and the identity that both clubs have built over time has been way different. Teams come to Manchester United and are very sure that they can play, which is why Bruno Fernandes also thrives, because teams come out to play against Manchester United. They feel like they can hold their own. Then Manchester United are able to play on the counter, on the transition, and as sharp as possible, Bruno Fernandes is able to transition. On Arsenal, it is a different ball game. All 19
at
teams,
least in the last 6 seasons,
or at least in the last 3, the Arsenal have become like very, very strong team. All 19 teams, maybe with the exception of, or let's say 17 teams, the exception of maybe Liverpool and maybe Manchester City, want to sit back against Arsenal. Maybe sometimes, but against different coaches. Different coaches, different sides. Yeah. There are coaches that have also sat back against Arsenal with Chelsea, right? And control is the word here. Eberechi was also like that. The style he was playing with Mateta, with Crystal Palace. We've seen that, and we've seen performances where he's coming. Arsenal have lost control, and Arteta has benched him as a result in the next game, right? And we've seen what Arteta considers a perfect midfielder. We've seen what Declan Rice was doing with West Ham as well, and we've seen what he's doing with Arsenal. So it's a control team. We know why the likes of Zubimendi had to come in. So you can tell what a coach's philosophy is like
that's another debate. The control that was brought in, he does not give it.
He was actually initially. It's probably lost a couple of form like in the last year. Yeah. So but for that's what I'm telling you about Mikel Arteta. He prioritizes control also because of the fact that we're playing against people that want to sit back. If we're playing against teams that also want to come outside, there's no point not having an Eberechi start and play as a every time transition the ball as fast as possible, put the ball in the back of the lines. But how many back of the lines does Arsenal get every season? So that's why you want that's why you would see Martin Odegaard start in every game. He wants to romance the ball. That's why Bukayo Saka has also become what he has become. This was not Bukayo Saka 4-5 seasons ago. But now Bukayo Saka has become the guy that is hugging the line, waiting for an overlap, waiting for people to come into the box and let's build up. Before Bukayo Saka, Martinelli were players that will take you on. And if we're having 20 transitions, they want to go on that 20 transitions. Yeah. But Arteta doesn't want to give you the ball. And that's why I feel like it doesn't take anything away from his quality, but I don't think that it fits into the Arsenal.
I mean, let's quickly transition to another topic. But before we do that, we have to go on a break and come back to talk about the same league. We are talking about who should be the best player in the league, yeah. But we want to talk about this same league and how they performed over the week or last week in the Champions League as we head into the second leg of the round of 16. Premier League teams, not just in the Champions League, across Europe. We'll talk about them when we return after this quick break. Stay with us. It's still the Gliders on BETWGB TV. Welcome back. If you stayed with us to this end, you are a superstar, the MVP, and the reason why we are here. It's still Euphoria, and I am bringing you good news because if you are someone who has not signed up on the platform, first of all, before you sign up on the platform, first of all, subscribe on this channel if you've not done that, and share to one person. That is your gift to us on the show. Share to one person for the person to also see what tangible conversations we have on this show, and also subscribe. And if you're signing up on the platform for the first time and you're using our promo code Gliders as displayed on your screen, you get a 200 welcome bonus to be able to place your bets. There are a lot of wonderful games that will be going down this week.
Money like this channel will just go stake this WGB. Give me shorts. I need shorts.
Arsenal to win the league.
That one is long. It's long term. 7 games. That's May. Now match with the wait I go chop TV.
It's enough money.
Make I come the wait to me. I need something very sharp.
I mean, to get that bonus, and if you already used the bonus, because I know we have returning viewers, you can always place your bet. But remember to bet responsibly, and betting should not be done for viewers under the age of 18. If you want to bet, if you need money, you can come and meet me, Sha. I'm just joking. But yes, that is what you should.
Do you actually have money to give out like this?
God will take you. God will punish you. But let's not talk about that, guys.
You sound like what
Mikola is using my down moments to whine to mock me. But I know that my God never sleeps nor slumber, because
God doesn't wear
I'm this close from being a thousandaire to opening a GoFundMe. We'll talk about that. Can come and meet me later. I'll talk about it. But let's move on to the other part of the show where we want to talk about. I mean, a lot of Premier League fans would always debate and say the Premier League is the best league in the world. La Liga fans always come out and say, "Oh no, theirs is the best league in the world." But Premier League fans have a language or a particular line they use for every other league on the continent, which is Farmers League.
League.
No, Farmers League. They call every other because I mean it's easier to win leagues for certain teams to win, or they've always dominated and you are almost sure of the team to win the league when going into this. Just like the short order we're talking about. Coming into a season, if you're coming into the Ligue 1, you're saying PSG to win the league. You're coming into the Bundesliga, you can say Bayern to win the league. You're coming into the Spanish La Liga, you can say Madrid or Barca. The one in Italian Serie A, they have changed winners in the last 5 seasons. I mean, Timothy has been crashing out in the last couple of
Shivu. Mr. Shivu.
Has been crashing out.
You know one funny thing that came to mind. So when I saw the list and I saw that Timothy was not on the show, I just said, he don't escape. If it was on set, I was going to bring fufu. Like use and chop the draw soup that they are cooking.
Last week he was so sure that we need to beat big teams, Kinikon, and right now I say okay, so they have only one fight.
Nice, that was the always sweet me pass. Shivu. Yeah, Kinikon.
Shivu. Jump from Man United, go enter.
They're waiting for there. But yes, I mean, I honestly hope they win the league because I can't imagine the crash out he would have after losing the league. Very close.
Nobody use let's say Milan. Go lose to Lazio yesterday.
The way he did crash out at the end of last season after missing out of 3 trophies that was possible for him to win in just about a month.
I
want to see. I just hope we'll not have that crash out, piled up crash out this season. If Inter at the end,
I remember that night watching Champions League. Yeah,
it's but yes,
5-0.
I mean, guys, we had about 9 teams from the EPL in Europe, or we have. So what am I saying hard?
It could be hard by Thursday.
How many of now?
No, hard now.
Like, it go be hard.
It go be hard. You get some very, very sure odds that some are not going to progress. E.g. Tottenham.
I
want to talk Chelsea, but Chelsea is a very stupid team. They feel reach that PSG like this, sweet turn up, but we don't know. Like I said, we have.
Oh, guy, you're not him again.
I'm not him again. Go with TQ. Postinho. I'm going to call you.
Professor, intro tech teacher.
So person call and say that EPL Obama. But
EPL Obama. I like that one. Motivational speech. I think that's my favorite standard word. EPL Obama. EPL Obama. I like that one.
I mean, football is brutal. Now, guys, the EPL before the round of 16 started.
Please, before we go to that, I beg me. This people's new style. This Odu style. What's going on? Now, Postinho right now.
Even round referee. That the excuse for Liam Rosino. He said that the players then choose that. He said it's the excuse. He was blaming the ref.
So now it's not cringe again.
But I remember the Arsenal game, that Carabao Cup, when Arsenal were warming up and they got into the.
You won't finish there.
You wanted stay in your fucking house.
He won the aura farm. He can't miss control. Imagine all the aura where you don't farm. All the aura where you don't farm before game. They give out control. You do like this. You just lose minus 1,000 aura.
But guys, before we came into the round of 16, we had, or when the round of 16 was concluded, that these were the teams that were going to. I mean, we had the playoffs before the round of 16 was officially concluded for who to place who. We had 9 teams from England in Europe. I mean, that also brought up the conversation that we'll be having. That is almost going to guarantee 5 teams again in the EPL because of that particular number of points that they've accumulated for what they did in the group stage. I mean, the group phase of each of those leagues, the Premier League, the Europa League, and the Conference League, with them all qualifying for the round of 16. Now, out of all of them, we had just one who directly had a victory.
A win,
Aston Villa, out of all of them. Now, guys,
different
things have happened since they all concluded that group phase. In fact, many of them, for instance, we have Chelsea, we have Tottenham, and some of them who have had different managers manage them in the group phase and now in the round of 16. With what is on ground right now, do you think that the EPL deserve 5 spots? They might end up getting. They deserve, with what you saw after they faced those oppositions, did they deserve those 5 spots, or let's just call it your 4?
Yeah, they didn't get it by dashing now.
That's why I want you guys.
I think they would have deserved this if they get the 5, because the coefficient right now.
We are just in the round. My own is we are just in the round of. We are just in the round of 16.
In the first place,
and
England did not get it by dashing. It was work they did to get the coefficient.
My own is the coefficient. Yes, I understand that point. This is just the round of 16. I mean, after the group stage, maybe because the group phase is now like making it look like it's longer than usual. Usually before, when we want to talk about the business end of European competitions, we start from the quarterfinals. Now it's looking like a lot of them will not actually get there. Do you think that we should consider them like, are they there? Are they him? They feel like they are him.
Last season were they not him?
Yeah, so I think if they get it, they would have, based on the work, like 5 of the 6 English teams finished in the top 8 in the league phase, so they accumulated a lot of points in the league phase of the Champions League. The Europa League teams kept their positions; they did not get knocked out. All the 9 that England sent to Europe qualified, unlike other leagues where the slots were slashed. Some leagues produce 7 teams; you have like just 3 left in all the competitions. Some have just 4. And even if the Premier League team, when Chelsea, Manchester City, who else is going to get knocked out again? Spurs. When they get knocked out, not if, because they are already
Chelsea,
out.
Did you mention Chelsea?
Yes, I said Chelsea, Spurs. Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle. Because I think only Liverpool and Arsenal would.
You think that Newcastle will not be able to climb that hurdle?
They will not survive camp. No.
Okay.
So I think just 2 from the Premier League. In the Europa League, I think Aston Villa would progress. It's very hard for me to see Nottingham Forest after the first leg defeats that they suffered. And then Crystal Palace played the 0-0 draw, so they have a slight chance. So we'll probably have 4-5 teams still left from England after the next round of games. So that would still be good. That would still be good. Probably still more than every other league. So they still have a good chance. And they already have about 2,000 points gap on the next best league in the coefficient. So I don't see the 5 slots being lost before the end of the season. But I was particularly very happy with the embarrassment that England suffered.
Now tell us why.
Yeah. Why was I happy? I feel like Premier League fans are arrogant. Premier League fans are very that thing they always the most when they say Farmers League. I have heard somebody say if Madrid they Premier League they will do for top 10. And I'm looking at him. He say if Barcelona they I said if Barcelona were in the Premier League they'll be fighting for the league. Somebody say like not this Premier League, that the physicality of the league, blah blah blah, kiniko. And have you seen Barcelona? Have you seen Pedri? Have you seen Rafinha, Yamal? Have you seen them play? They say because Barcelona they play all these other teams for inside the Spanish La Liga. But when they play against this top team, they will say okay, they will not always play against top teams in the Premier League. They will play against people like Brentford and those ones who park bus. And I say, you think say for La Liga people need the park bus or they need to try to park bus against Barcelona? I mean, because when I just started to do long throw and corner kicks now, and I say you go always see the arrogance of Premier League teams. They muzz me, and I was happy the disgrace that PSG gave to Chelsea. Very important. Loved it. I loved who else again? Tottenham Hotspur. Then don't get any fans. Don't get this thing. I like that Liverpool. The people will say they are fans. Don't they like sort of humble Arsenal, Liverpool, then get good results. And their fans, Liverpool fans never feel like say them be waiting and no be. This is Arsenal, even in all of their big things what they do for Premier League this season, they've known that the last couple of months they've been dragging and grinding out results. So they know day two. Chelsea fans, give us PSG. Let's show everybody that it was not a fluke what we did in the Club World Cup. I loved it. I love what has happened.
You will love it.
I love it. So
you will love it.
They will not lose the 5 slots. We'll still have 5 slots. It's not going to be 6 because I don't think any of the Premier League teams would win. Okay, maybe Arsenal can win the Champions League, but even if Arsenal win the Champions League, they will finish first in the Premier League. So we'll now have 6 slots in the Premier League. From the Premier League next season in the Champions League. But I particularly love the disgrace that the Premier League team suffered last week.
Mikoyo, your thoughts?
I have nothing to say. But I don't know. Was it? I don't know. I feel like if we're not settling the arguments when Premier League teams finish 5 out of the 8 slots, if we're not having the arguments when we're having like 4 many teams in the semi-finals or in the quarter-finals of last year's Champions League, then whatever is happening this time should not take away from the arguments. I mean, if last season was not representative of what the debate was, I don't think this year should.
I still think the Premier League is the best league.
Yeah, so
I still think, but
you're just talking about the fans. Yeah. I feel like I really just enjoyed the banter on socials because
La Liga in the Premier League. I
saw how much La Liga fans came for the Premier League, and I think it was just really nice to read a bit of banter. But I feel like it's just one of those things that happen. I feel like Liverpool, Arsenal might still have a chance to go through. Manchester City maybe not, or maybe because we've seen
those 2 are the solid ones.
Yeah, because we've also seen. But I think also Manchester City have become so ordinary from what they used to be. I mean, it's the first Champions League for people like Semenyo, people like Gay, see the kind of goals that Valverde was scoring, Ryan Cherki. So I feel like they are still very much not the powerhouse that you'd expect to them, that you expect them to be. I feel like they've become so ordinary. It's also why the Premier League title race, I believe, is going this way. I don't think they are as scary as they used to be. There's no unbeaten run that's going to happen this time anymore. They've lost that magic. Doing well, yes, but I mean, if a Manchester City can be dropping points to West Ham at home in a business end of the season in title race, then I think it's all but dusted for them in the Champions League. Nice one for other teams, but I don't think there's even a particular league that can specifically say they are holding one against.
Holding
their own against Premier League. It's just a couple of Barcelona fans trying to suck Real Madrid and trying to do attaché. But yeah, we'll wait to see what happens this week. I feel like from quarterfinals we can't then tell which teams are serious and which is not. But I feel like even at the end of the day, we are still going to probably have maybe more or equal Premier League teams as much as other leagues when we get to the quarterfinals.
Okay. I mean, it looks like we already know the teams, or we already think the teams that will make it to the next round.
Chelsea can surprise us, Sha. I mean, they're today a Champions League team.
Not this Chelsea that Pochettino is coaching.
Yeah. But I mean,
abort mission.
Bodo Glimt look like they are home and dry with a 3-0 defeat of Sporting. But Sporting will be at home. I don't know. But Bodo Glimt doesn't look like a team that
they're playing really beautiful football. I feel like they have a run. They have a fairy tale run going on.
Yes.
I just hope it doesn't get to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, see that vision. And for Arsenal, I mean, Arsenal had to grind out a draw. Do you think that Arsenal would be able to go past Leverkusen at the Emirates?
I think for now, I feel like
Arsenal.
with the Everton game now done, the next Arsenal Premier League game is probably April 11th, or I think is
because of the Carabao Cup.
Because of the Carabao Cup, and there's also FA Cup somewhere against Southampton. So I feel like there's probably a bit of relief if they had dropped points against Everton. I feel like the next couple of weeks could have been chaotic, but knowing that City dropped points, Arsenal won last minute, and the manner in which they won, I think it really inspires confidence into them to say that okay, now we've done this. We are still open on all fronts. We can rest about the Premier League now. It's just 7 more games to go that we can win, right? So now let's focus on all of the other competitions. What is another competition that we feel like we can win? Okay, the Champions League is the next order that we're about to create, and it's going to also be at the Emirates Stadium. So I don't think there's going to be much surprise. Also it's a Tuesday game. I think Arsenal will be playing on Tuesday, and the final will be on Sunday. So that I don't think there's any point trying to rest players for the final or whatever. So I feel like Arsenal would overturn it. That goal by Kai Havertz was really, really very essential for Arsenal standing a chance in the second leg.
Okay, and I'll ask you again because I think Felix already gave me an answer to Barcelona versus Newcastle. You saw that game, and we know how locked in Newcastle can be when they want to be. You could see them against Barca last week, saw them against Chelsea during the weekend. Do you think that this team stand a chance at the Camp Nou? I know they are going away from home, but I
don't think so. I feel like whatever physicality that Newcastle have stops at the St. James Park. I feel like they've really mastered the act of making the St. James Park their home, their fortress. You know, it becomes very small, and when a stadium when you feel it is that much choked, you can feel bodies against each other, right? So you feel like you can go for a tackle, you can go for this, you can go for that. But at the Camp Nou is a different ball game. Barcelona have also made sure that whenever you come to the Camp Nou, you have to be very technical about it. You cannot sit down, you cannot be just relying on your physicality when you get there. And when it comes to quality players, like for like, I feel like Barcelona will be able to edge that. And Champions League nights, experience will always matter. Experience will always count. So Barcelona, I mean, these are the kind of nights that they live for. They have much more quality players that relieve this kind of chances. Lamine Yamal will be looking to play in front of his fans and then get going. So yeah.
Okay, so those are the games that everyone believes Tottenham Hotspur is done and dusted. Liverpool, Galatasaray. Yes, Osimhen has a chance to knock out Liverpool out of the Champions League. It's going to be really funny because they were one of those people that he was hinted to join at some point in his career when he was having issues at Napoli.
Is there any other team that they didn't link up?
I mean, I'm saying it's going to be really, really funny. It's going to be. I mean, and they've met twice already this season, and with Galatasaray coming tops of that one.
Without miserable Liverpool are looking and how they are playing, I would have given Gala a very good chance, but Gala are awful. When they are not playing in that, they are welcome to Hell Stadium in Istanbul.
And I think they're coming here without fans.
Yeah, they are awful. So they had some issues with their fans last time. So I think that alone, the fact that Gala are bad travelers, is why I give Liverpool the edge. If Gala were a decent side on the road and how Liverpool are currently
because Liverpool have also become very ordinary at home.
Yeah, but
even they dropped points
the ordinariness of Liverpool.
Tottenham that was missing like 14 or 15 first team players.
Yeah, the ordinariness of Liverpool at home is nowhere near the miserable level of Gala away from the Champions League. Juventus were about to use one man down.
Do you want to use that Juve game to
even
top
previous
everything?
games in their away from home, when they are playing away from home, they are not that solid away from home. They don't travel well.
They feed up the energy of their fans.
Also, it's just 1-0. So that if they won like 2-3-0, regardless of their away from, I think they would be better than what they did
like
against
Bodo did, yeah.
But that 1-0,
I mean,
Liverpool would feel like
with the 3 they struggled against Juve.
So I still give Liverpool the edge in that one.
So Liverpool would use experience and everything, and use the Anfield, probably the remaining aura of the of Anfield.
They have aura.
I mean, it's still Anfield. No matter how you want to talk about it, it's still Anfield. But yes, it's not against, like we said, against Galatasaray that is coming without fans.
Yeah.
That is, and bad travelers on the road also. So maybe that's what they'll be using. But let's quickly, before we leave on the show, let's quickly touch on the MPFL. We have the business end of the season also. We go to Felix on that particular one. The teams that are fighting relegation are teams that you would never imagine that would be fighting relegation this season. Now, which of these teams do you think would avoid the drop in teams like Kano Pillars, Eimba, Remo Stars, Kwara United? Which of these teams do you think will avoid the drop this season?
First off, of those 4 teams, the one I would not have expected to be in this position is Remo Stars.
Eimba.
Eimba has been
a couple of
going
years,
down,
yeah.
like especially this season. From the start of the season, the players that they have, the lack of organization behind the scenes.
One day you go make us
I've been seeing Eimba in this way.
Remo Stars
were wide, going from defending champion to this miserable showing that they are giving us is very sad. But who do I think would survive? I think Remo are good as done. They started this revival quite late. The revival to try and survive the MPFL.
With their good has gone.
Yeah.
No, it's not confirmed. But
no, I think they would not. Survive. They are currently 19th
because they are 19th one.
Yeah, and the way I look at the MPFL table, I feel like there is real table for me in the MPFL and fake table.
Okay.
What is real table for me? Real table is when the number of games that have been played are even. When for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Fake table for me is when you have played maybe one extra away game. Remo Stars have played equal home and away games, and they are 19.
I get your angle.
So what? And the worst part for Remo Stars is even
how many games are left?
They've played 30, so 8 games left. So the worst part for Remo Stars, why I think they are gone, even when they are playing at home, they still struggle nowadays to even win. See that 2-1.
They just came back to Ikene. This is their second. Yesterday was their second game.
They won
they won 2-1. Late winner. Yesterday. They ended up winning. But
was
every other person.
2 goals or 3-2, sir?
No, it was 2-1. It was 3-2 in Ibadan.
Okay, Ibadan. Yeah. So I feel like the fact that they are struggling.
Then the other team that is struggling to
away
win
from home, they are horrible.
A win in Eimba.
So they are horrible away from home, and at home they struggle to win. That's why I said they are good. They are as good as gone in the MPFL.
8 games. You just start fasting and prayer. Zamil.
They look like the standard for the private teams to follow in terms of people that have stayed in the league, survived in the league, and but now I don't know what to make of them. Like say even the rich cry. So how would they see?
Funny enough, if this was Remo Stars before they won the league, I wouldn't have been really moved. I think that defending champion thing is what is making everyone look at them. Before they won the league and they had a good run of finishing second twice, finishing third. They just came back. This season they came back and they finished third. They just came back from the NNL. So they had a
third, second, first.
Before the third, second, they were relegating and coming back. If they go on to relegate this time, I think this will be the third time they are relegating from the MPFL.
So
it is not since 2017. But this is going to be the most painful one because it's just coming from the back of winning, and I think they are going to be the first team in the MPFL to make that history.
No, it's not even the only MPFL.
Like fourth
team.
Like fourth.
Who else?
There's been shooting has done once.
Since it became the MPFL.
Okay, since they started calling it MPFL. Okay, maybe
Remo Stars are going to be the first.
Maybe not in the MPFL era. But in Nigerian top flights, I think 3 teams have already. Udoji did one. There was Shooting Stars and one other person more recently. He's the Ocean Boys of Bayelsa United. One of them did it more recently. But it's been a while.
That has happened.
But in the MPFL era, yes, Remo Stars
It's going to be crazy.
That's going to be crazy.
I mean, talking about crazy, there's going to be a crazy game this evening at the Onikon Stadium. So, yeah, we're going to expect blockbuster football today because Ikorodu City, who are very strong at home, yet to lose this season at Onikon, would be welcoming a fortress. Yes, they dropped points once. I mean, in a long time. I think the last home game, if I'm not mistaken, but they'll be welcoming a team who is gunning to get back the the MPFL title in Rivers United. They are currently topping the league with 2 games to spare. Until they play today, and it will be a game to spare. They have 1 game left, and they are still top of the league with 2 points before they even come to Lagos today.
That 2 games to spare, or 4 games, 5 games, it looks like something big for Rivers. It's no longer looking like it because those 2 games are away from home.
But they'll be coming to. I mean, they were really solid against Shooting Stars midweek in Ibadan, and they'll be coming to Lagos.
But Shooting Stars got the win, no?
They got the win, but late. I mean, it was really. I mean, they had to grind to get that.
Shooting Stars are starting to grind out yesterday too. They are 3-2.
Yes.
No, they are 3-2. Last night too was
I mean, last minute's goal too for them. So yes,
something is going on there. Adepoju call me.
OTN.
Ogala, text me.
But I mean, like I said, this is something we'll talk about in the next edition of the show. Whatever happens today, and when Rivers United, I don't know if they'll be playing their next game before the weekend, where we'll have the match day 31. That'll be next weekend. Would they have played their midweek, their outstanding game?
Rivers United,
they would have played. They'll be playing. So by the time we resume for the next edition of this show, Rivers United would have completed all their outstanding games and will be equal in terms of games played with most teams, because we still have teams like Kun Khalifa who are yet to complete their number of games they've played because of reasons we discussed in previous episodes on the show. So we get to know if for real there's somebody that is going to give us a run-in. I mean, Rangers are looking close, but that dropping points away to Kwara United yesterday kind of stalled them a bit. We get to know all of this. They played in Lagos yesterday, yes. That's why we are having Ikorodu City play on a Monday instead of playing with the rest of the teams on a Sunday. We get to give you all that gist and tell you who we think would eventually maybe finish as the champions of the MPFL. Like Felix said, it's still open because Rivers are playing all their standing games away from home. I've had so much fun doing this, and I'm sure you've had so much fun watching it to this extent where we're rounding up. I did this alongside Mikolo and Felix, who wanted to go to hand, wanted to throw hands at each other at the beginning of the show, but I think we've reached a very calming, gentlemanly resolution.
No, May.
Okay,
we go again.
It was great to do this with you. Remember, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do, and follow all our social media platforms. And of course, if you've not shared what you've been enjoying as a fan, please share to your friends so they can subscribe and get us to 2,000 followers before the end of this month. We're trying to hit 2,000 followers before the end of this month, so let's get on to sharing with our friends. Thank you so much. My name remains Euphoria. Until I see you next week, please don't be like me. Don't go from being 1,000 to being an almost pooper. Bye.